Hey guys, this is Zishan from ultimateofftimes.com. Today we are going to talk about the Steelrising. Review of Steelrising with info on the story, gameplay mechanics, and everything else you need to know before you buy. The next game from French developer Spiders will use its own strange and wonderful looking environment as the background for some high-octane combat and navigation. Souls-like titles must strive harder than ever to distinguish themselves in a crowded genre. Many similarities exist, such as stamina management, defeating large-scale bosses, and checkpoint systems that respawn opponents when triggered. This implies that the settings and tales in which these Souls-likes take place to give them the best opportunity of keeping their own identity. Therefore, fans are seeing more diverse worlds with distinct aesthetics in the genre. Steelrising takes place in 1789, but in a version of history in which King Louis XVI has gone insane with power and unleashed an army of automaton robots on Paris and its population. Players take on the role of Aegis, a dancer-turned-bodyguard automaton entrusted with spearheading the uprising against King Louis machines and rescuing Paris from his grip. Steelrising gameplay. Steelrising appears to be a bizarre mix of Nier Automata, Dark Souls, and a high school history lesson that went horribly wrong. Steelrising appears to bring a fascinating new viewpoint on the extremely popular Souls-like genre, combining steampunk mech warfare with remarkably realistic reconstructions of real Parisian landmarks. And a new teaser shows just how historically accurate some of the game's surroundings will be. The mismatch between these two features may appear jarring at first, but there's a certain ingenuity in anchoring such a fantastical notion in reality, and it potentially gives Steelrising an advantage in an increasingly overcrowded gaming niche. Though titles like BioShock and Fallout are known for their alternate histories, Souls-like games tend to lean towards fantastical aspects and create realms and mythology that are far distant from reality. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice by From Software may have dabbled in the art of fusing actual history with high fantasy, but the Japanese province of Ashina might just as well have been Lordaeron or Lothric, after fighting against armies of entirely imaginary mechanical menaces. Coming up against the true historical character King Louis XVI in Steelrising may come as a great shock, and confronting bosses in the Luxembourg Garden may possibly come across as completely bizarre. Steelrising character creation. The player character in Steelrising was designed to have a dancer's frame, and players should not have total control over their character modification. As a result, the player may only modify their hair, body material, and certain parts of their appearance. The term material refers to the stuff from which your character is constructed. Players can modify the substance of the main figure to ivory, copper, or other unusual and amusing metals. You may choose your weaponry, and each weapon has several varieties throughout the game. Some weapons are lighter than others, which influences battle speed. The weapon selection is already significant, and you may personalize the weaponry as you proceed. You may also utilize alchemy to change the sort of damage your weapons can deliver by adding different types of alchemical components. If you confront foes imbued with ice alchemy, for example, employing fire alchemy is definitely a smart choice, although this isn't always evident. Steelrising is a one-player game with no intentions for multiplayer or cooperative play. Because the game is being released for PC, there may be some chance for mods, but not from the creator, Spiders. There have been no announcements of any form of multiplayer, thus we doubt it will happen in the future. Aegis, a masterwork automaton made by Volkanson, and engineers serving the Clockwork King, will be taken over by players. The possibility for a second automaton exists, but it will not be realized. There are currently no known plans to release the game on Xbox Game Pass. We know the game will be released on September 8th, so an announcement between now and then seems doubtful. Though we don't have confirmation, we do know that Greedfall, the developer's last game, was added to Xbox Game Pass shortly after its release. Steelrising presents an alternate history following the storming of the Bastille. In an alternate reality where machines are repressing the French Revolution, the player takes on the role of Aegis, Marie Robot Antoinette's bodyguard, as she battles her way across Paris. Spiders' combat-focused game will be available on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X, S on September 8th. AI and ray tracing are altering the way we play and create. And NVIDIA RTX, the fastest and most advanced platform for cutting-edge apps and games, is at the vanguard of this game-changing trend. Steelrising will be available on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X, S on September 8, 2022. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this video. So, just click the like button below, and also to watch more videos from us. Just subscribe to Ultimate of Times and also join our forum to build a gaming community.